What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today we are going to be bringing you another BT8 locals match. This is going to be between myself on the right playing Imperial, and on the left is going to be Jesse also playing Imperial. So not only are we playing the Archetype mirror match, but as you can see, we are also having the playmat mirror match here. So my opponent's going to start off with the XVmon. Go ahead and swing in, get that draw. I responded with the Mimi because I don't have a rookie, but this way I at least have a memory tamer up, and I can also start to get value off of Mimi a little bit later in the game. So they're going to match with the Davis, so that way they have their own memory tamer. Now, going into my turn, I do luckily hit a rookie, which means I can start to build up, get that XVmon in raising. Missing a rookie in the mirror match is pretty rough because your opponent gets to start to build up, get to go up into their Imperialdramons before you can. Now, I don't really have that great of a hand as we've seen, so I'm going to actually just hard play the Raidramon out. My opponent's going to go to 3 anyway, so I put them to 4. I do play into them having Stingmon and going into Imperialdramon, but it's really just that or pass, so I kind of have to just hope that they don't. So they go up, build, and raising, and they're going to go ahead and spark up now to play the Davis Ken to put me at 3. I'm going to go ahead and promote the XVmon, swing over the XVmon with the Raidramon, and then swing XVmon into security with jamming so I can get my draw. So able to clear off the XVmon on the board, get an extra little aggressive going, and then I'm just going to play another Raidramon here because unfortunately I do not have a Imperialdramon to go into, or else I would have loved to DNA Digivolve there and get some extra swings with the jamming, as well as get the extra draw that it's going to come with. But now I just have to play out another Raidramon, give my opponent the 3 memory. They go to 4 with the Davis Ken, but now if they don't get rid of everything on the board, I can potentially go ahead and get some DNA Digivolving action going on. So they're going to go and DNA Digivolve into the Dino Beamon. Going to suspend the Raidramon, and it won't unsuspend during my next unstep phase, and then going to go ahead and swing over the XVmon because it is the biggest threat on the board, because Imperialdramon is a lot weaker without the jamming, because then you can swing into security and have a high chance of going down in security, which is going to be a huge loss in momentum and just general resource value as it is. So I'm going to go up with the XVmon in the back. Still got the Raidramons here. Nothing I can DNA Digivolve into. Once again, I still would love a Imperialdramon right here to bottom deck my opponent's XVmon, because right now they are going pretty wide on the board. They have their XVmon and Stingmon on the board, which means that they can go up into another Mega right here for free. If they have Imperialdramon, they can just bottom deck one of my Raidramon and swing over the other one for fairly free while being able to get draws. So it is quite unfortunate, but I was able to go ahead and Mega Death away the Imperial. I kind of had to get rid of some of the aggression. I should have potentially just gotten rid of the XVmon, but they had enough memory to go back up into it anyway. So as of right there, wasn't really going to be too good regardless of what I went for, but I had to get something off the board. So now they go into the Imperialdramon once again. Going to be able to go for all these swings, and then going to be able to HPD up into Dragon mode here. And I'm just going to scoop it up here because the level 4s are going to be able to come out once again, be able to go into the Imperialdramon again, just have a super wide board state, and it's not something that I can take care of. So let's just go ahead and move on to the next game here. Now I'm going to have my opponent go first here. Me and Jesse have been testing this matchup a lot, and we haven't really decided if going first or going second is going to be easier here or better for us, but I decided to go second just because that is what I'm the most used to. So my opponent's going to start off with the Davis. They did Spark to put me at 3. That's going to make it so I can't react with my own Davis, but it does give me other lines of play, but I didn't have a memory tamer anyway, so I'm just going to go jamming Vmon and raising, and then build up an XVmon on board because I like the jamming Vmon and raising here. I do have the Demi Vmon, which means that I'm going to be able to get the draw off that Vmon, and so I'm down to be able to get that draw while also being able to develop the other XVmon on board to potentially be able to play something out like a Stingmon, but I'm going to have to get the draw off the Vmon here, so we'll see what they want to do here. They are going to go ahead and play the Vmon, which puts me at 3, meaning that if I have the Stingmon, I can play it out here. So thinking about what I want to do with my turn here, I am just going to start with swinging and drawing because I do need to try to find something here. Something even like a Chimeramon would be very strong, so we're going to go ahead and search. I do finally find the Stingmon right there, which means that I can potentially start to go up into a DNA Digivolve this time. I did miss it pretty much that whole first game, which put me way too far behind, and so I definitely need it this time. I am searching right here, and I'm going to grab the Imperialdramon, so I am guaranteed to be able to have the Imperialdramon. Now I just need to get the Stingmon on the board while the XVmon is still around, which is why I didn't swing with it. It does force my opponent to have Raidramon to be able to suspend it and swing into it, and if they don't, then the XVmon should be relatively safe, but they're going to swing and hit Davis, which is huge for me. I'm able to grab the Raidramon and the Dragon mode right there, which is going to just essentially put me in a spot where I have a lot of resources. I grabbed the Imperialdramon, now I have the Dragon mode in there, so that means I could go into Dragon mode, and I have the Raidramon, so I can put that on top of a Vmon and swing over a champion if they don't DNA Digivolve up, but they're going to go ahead and go up into the Stingmon, which means that they can DNA Digivolve up into the Imperialdramon and bottom deck my XV, of course. Obviously, that's not what I wanted, but there's nothing I can really do about it. My opponent is just having everything that they need before I do, and so it's going to be a little bit harder to react when my opponent's going off on the DNA Digivolving and I'm just one step behind, not really finding my key pieces that I need all together at once. But they swing in, unsuspend, they hit the fighter mode, but jamming doesn't matter. So another thing about what they want to do right here, if they want to swing again or not, or if they just want to play something else. So they are going to swing, get the Stingmon draw, swing into another Stingmon right there, but jamming doesn't really matter. I needed kind of just to hit a Megadeth or a Hammer Spark there or something to try and disrupt them, but just Digimon in the security there. They are going to be able to keep their Imperialdramon, which is bad for me because that means that they have the ability to go into Dragon mode to go wide and get more aggression, or they can just play out a Rookie and go 3 Digimon wide, which is still going to be too much for me at the moment because I have 3 Digimon on board with the Imperialdramon being able to swing and unsuspend, and all I have is 1 security. Now, I am technically able to clear off the board here. I can Digivolve one of the Vmons into a Raidramon, be able to suspend the other Vmon, swing both of them there, and then Megadeth the Imperialdramon, which is what I'm going to have to go for here. Doing anything else and leaving anything on the board is just going to put me in a position where I could just lose next turn to a hybrid, or even if they just have enough memory to get up into 4 with another Hammer Spark, they would be able to Digivolve on top both of these Vmons to be able to go up into another Imperialdramon if I just Megadeth. So I have to pretty much just try and clear the board here. I was thinking right here if there's anything else that I wanted to do, or if I just wanted to swing and trade Vmons here. After a little bit of thinking, I do decide to just trade Vmons here instead of Digivolving up and putting my opponent at 5 with the Megadeth, because I just want to put them at 3 and try to slow down what they're doing here and not let them progress too much. So I sack off the Vmon there to get rid of theirs. I do have to play like this just because I am pretty far behind and I don't really have the plays to be able to do anything. Still haven't DNA Digivolved, just really far behind. It's not over yet because of clearing the board right here and still having the Raidramon on board with a Vmon and raising. I have the capabilities to potentially start to go for game here, and so going in and promoting here, I can Digivolve up on top of the Vmon here and then go into the Imperialdramon and start going. I'm thinking about here, what line of play do I have to take to try to make it so I can clear all my opponent's security before they can go for game. I am in a position where if I don't hit the Magnamon in my deck, then pretty much a hybrid just wins them the game no matter what, but can't really play around that because I don't have the Magnamon, I just have the Stingmon. But I am going to swing right here. If it did go down, I was going to Hammer Spark up and Digivolve up into another Digimon here for 2 and then be able to DNA Digivolve up, but I need to get that extra swing to try to get the aggression. So now finally DNA Digivolving into Imperialdramon, going to be able to swing, unsuspend, and get 2 draws, and then potentially go ahead and swing up again. If I want to win this game, I am going to have to be fairly aggressive right now, but I don't have jamming on the Imperialdramon, so it's going to be a little bit weaker and scarier to swing into security because there's a lot of cards that can make me go down. So I am just going to go ahead and HBD up into Dragon mode here, so that way I can go ahead and play these 2 out again, and then just DNA Digivolve right back up into a Imperialdramon here, get a little bit more draw going, and then gonna have to go ahead and swing here. I couldn't swing before I went for the HBD because I didn't have anything to suspend to go into Dragon mode, but I swing, I hit the Imperialdramon, I'm not able to get my second swing, and most likely this is going to just be a game right here because I do believe I had the Spark into Lobomon to go for game right there on top of the Davis. As long as I didn't hit that Megadeth right there and was able to get that last check, I thought I was going to be able to go for game right there, but now I have my opponent's turn. We're going to see if they can hit me back on the crackback. They do have 5 memory, which means that they can just play out a Stingmon for free, or not for free, but still keep their turn, be able to Digivolve up into either Imperialdramon or Chimeramon, whichever they decide to go with. They are going to go with the Chimeramon here, put a Stingmon underneath to get extra draws going here and give me the minus 3k, so I'm sitting at 9k, and now they're going to just go ahead and HPD up into the fighter mode here, going to be able to suspend the Davis Ken to go ahead and unsuspend that Chimeramon there, and I'm going to bounce back my Imperialdramon now. This isn't essentially game yet. I'm going to let the security swing to see if I hit the Megadeth, but I do not, so unfortunately that Megadeth did put me in, but that is going to be today's match. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing you a bunch of more BT8 content coming up. But with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all next time. Peace out.